Ladies and gentlemen, today I want to talk about something that's on the minds of many, but understood by few. Why most people will never be wealthy. I know that sounds harsh, but let's get real. The world is full of people who dream about wealth, success, and freedom, but most of them won't make it. Why is that? What separates the few who break through the barriers of mediocrity from the many who stay stuck in the cycle of financial struggle? Let's dive deep into this, because understanding the reasons why most people won't achieve wealth might just be the key to you breaking free from the pack. The most significant barrier to wealth doesn't lie in the external world. It's rooted deep within the way people think. You see, many individuals live their entire lives trapped in a mindset that is fundamentally flawed when it comes to achieving success. They're taught to believe that wealth is a result of hard work, working long hours, earning a paycheck, saving a little here and there. And while that may keep you afloat, it's not the key to unlocking true wealth. The truth is, the majority of people who are chasing wealth are doing it the wrong way. They put in the hours, they work themselves into the ground, thinking that the longer they stay at it, the more successful they'll become. But here's the reality. Working hard will not make you wealthy. It'll make you tired. It will give you more hours on the clock, but it won't give you the results you desire. Ask yourself, how many people do you know who work 40, 50, even 60 hours a week, but still struggle to get ahead? They work harder and harder, but never seem to move forward. This isn't a reflection of their character or their dedication. It's a result of the way they've been taught to think about wealth. The mindset that hard work is the path to wealth is a myth. If you're just putting in more hours at a job, you're missing the bigger picture. Now let's look at the individuals who have reached the pinnacle of success, the people who have created lasting wealth and left an impact on the world. Think about Bill Gates, Warren Buffett, and Elon Musk. These are people who didn't simply work harder than everyone else, they worked smarter. They didn't just focus on putting in time, they focused on creating value, on innovating, and on thinking in ways that others didn't. They were willing to take risks, challenge the norms, and embrace opportunities that others would have overlooked. A person with a poor mindset believes that success is something reserved for the lucky few, or that wealth is something that is hard to come by. They see the world through the lens of scarcity. There's never enough money, never enough opportunity. They tell themselves that their circumstances limit them, that their current job, their background, their education, or their network is all they have to work with. But here's the truth. Those are just excuses. People with a rich mindset, however, understand that money is a tool, and they know that it can be earned, created, and multiplied. They understand that opportunity is everywhere. It's not something that's given to you. It's something that you create. Wealthy people don't wait for opportunities to fall into their laps. They recognize that every challenge, every setback, every failure is simply a lesson waiting to be learned. They understand that growth happens when they push beyond their comfort zones. They don't wait for the perfect time to act. They know that every moment is the right time to move forward. They adapt, they evolve, and they continuously seek ways to improve and grow. They know that failure isn't a sign to quit, but a sign to adjust and move forward with more wisdom. On the other hand, the person with a poor mindset believes that if things don't go as planned, it's the end. They don't look at failure as a necessary part of growth. When they face obstacles, they don't ask themselves, what can I learn from this? Instead, they ask, why does this always happen to me? The rich mindset shifts this narrative. It asks, what can I learn from this? How can I get better? How can I make this situation work for me? If you want to break free from this cycle, you need to completely transform the way you think. The first step to wealth isn't finding the right business or investment. It's finding the right mindset. You have to believe that you are capable of learning, growing, and evolving. Wealthy people don't think they're born with some secret knowledge that the rest of us don't have. They believe that they can always improve, Most people won't achieve wealth because they fall victim to one of the most insidious traps out there: comfort. The comfort zone is something that sounds so harmless, even inviting, but in reality, it's the very thing holding most people back from the life they dream of. You see, comfort is a killer. It's the silent enemy of progress. And let me tell you, comfort will never make you wealthy. Think about it for a moment. How many people do you know who wake up every day, go to work, come home, sit in front of the TV, go to sleep, and repeat it all over again the next day? This is their routine. It's safe, it's predictable, it's comfortable. But here's the problem. It's a trap. And it's the same routine that's been holding them back from real success. Let me ask you something. How many of you have ever been frustrated with where you are in life? You know, you have dreams, you have desires, but somehow you just can't seem to move forward. You find yourself in the same place day after day, and every year feels like a repeat of the last. If you're stuck in this cycle, it's time to break free. You cannot expect to achieve anything extraordinary if you're comfortable with the way things are. Let me give you an example. Take Jeff Bezos, the founder of Amazon. When he started, Amazon was a bookstore, plain and simple. But Bezos didn't settle for just being comfortable with that. He didn't stop there and think, well, we're doing okay, we have a good business model, let's keep this going. No, he didn't settle. He saw bigger opportunities and he took them. He stepped outside of his comfort zone and expanded into new challenges. Tech, logistics, cloud computing, and even space exploration. He didn't rest on his laurels, he embraced discomfort. He faced risks and took chances, not because it was easy, but because he knew that growth only happens when you push yourself beyond what's comfortable. The truth is, success is never found in comfort. Growth and opportunity lie outside of your comfort zone. It's only when you take that first step into the unknown, when you embrace the fear, the uncertainty, the risk, that real progress begins. People who are wealthy are not afraid to take risks. They embrace discomfort because they know that without it, there is no room for growth. You cannot expect different results by doing the same things over and over again. If you keep doing what you've always done, you will keep getting what you've always gotten. And let me tell you, what you're getting right now might not be enough for you. It might not be the life you've always dreamed of. But that's the price of comfort. Comfort tells you to stay in your safe, predictable routine. And in doing so, it keeps you exactly where you are, never progressing, never growing, never achieving anything beyond what you've already achieved. Success demands that you step outside of that comfortable routine and take risks. Yes, it requires courage. Yes, it requires the willingness to fail, but guess what? Failure is part of the process. The wealthy understand that. They understand that every failure is a lesson, a stepping stone towards success. But you will never learn those lessons if you stay in your comfort zone, if you stay stuck in the safety of the predictable and the known. Think about it. Every time you challenge yourself to grow, to do something that feels uncomfortable, you stretch the boundaries of what you're capable of. You break free from the limitations you've placed on yourself. And that's where real progress happens. That's where the magic is. But it's not just about taking big leaps. It's about doing something different every single day. It's about making small, uncomfortable choices that over time lead to massive change. You might be comfortable with your current job, your current routine, but is that enough? Will that ever lead you to the wealth, the success, the life you've been dreaming of? Probably not. If you want to create something extraordinary, you have to stop settling. You have to push yourself, make those uncomfortable choices, take the risks, and start doing things differently. Because let me tell you, the life you want is on the other side of comfort. It's time to step out of your safe little bubble and embrace the discomfort that comes with change. It's time to challenge yourself, to grow, to take risks, and to break free from the cycle of mediocrity. The road to success is paved with discomfort. So, if you're ready to break free from the chains of comfort and step into your greatness, then now is the time. The life you've been dreaming of is waiting for you on the other side of your comfort zone. Fear is the silent killer of dreams. It's the invisible force that holds so many people back, preventing them from stepping into their full potential. Most people are afraid to take risks, afraid of failing, and afraid of what others will think of them. And I get it. Failure isn't pleasant. Nobody wakes up and says, "I can't wait to fail today." But let me tell you something that will change the way you approach life. Failure is not the opposite of success. It's part of the journey. It's an essential part of growth. Think about some of the most successful people in the world. Thomas Edison, for example, failed over 1,000 times before he invented the light bulb. Imagine if he had given up after his first, second, or even 100th failure. Would we have the electric light today? Would our world be the same? Of course not. Edison didn't fear failure. He used it as fuel. Every time something didn't work, he didn't see it as a setback. He saw it as one step closer to success. He learned from each failure, adjusted his approach, and kept going. And that's exactly what you need to do too. Look at Michael Jordan. He was cut from his high school basketball team. Think about that for a second. The man who went on to become one of the greatest basketball players of all time was once told he wasn't good enough. But did he let that define him? Did he quit? No. He used that failure as motivation. He practiced harder, worked longer, and became the legend we know today. The difference between those who succeed and those who don't is not the absence of failure, it's how they respond to it. Fear of failure is the number one reason most people never try. They stay in jobs they hate, in relationships that drain them, and in cities that don't inspire them. All because they're afraid of what might happen if they take a chance. They're afraid of being judged, of looking foolish, of stepping out of their comfort zone. And the sad part is, they never realize that these fears are exactly what's keeping them stuck. They're so afraid of failing that they never give themselves the chance to succeed. The truth is, the only way to avoid failure is to never try at all. And if you're not trying, you're not living. You're merely existing, going through the motions, stuck in a cycle of fear and complacency. The reality is, failure isn't permanent. It's just a temporary setback, a detour on the road to success. The people who achieve greatness are the ones who keep going, even after they fail. They understand that failure is simply part of the process. It's not a reflection of their worth. It's just feedback. Every time they fail, they ask themselves, what can I learn from this? They see failure as a stepping stone, not a roadblock. So why is it that so many people are paralyzed by fear? It's because they don't understand that failure is a natural part of growth. We need to get comfortable with the idea that failing doesn't make us weak or incapable. It makes us human. It's a sign that we're taking risks, that we're pushing boundaries, and that we're learning. Without failure, there is no progress. Without failure, there is no real success. I know it's hard. I know it's uncomfortable. But I also know that the life you want is on the other side of fear. If you want to break free from the cycle of mediocrity, you have to embrace failure. You have to stop letting fear dictate your decisions. You have to take risks, make mistakes, and understand that it's all part of the journey. Once you truly internalize this, once you realize that failure is not something to fear, but something to embrace, everything changes. You'll stop hesitating. You'll stop second-guessing yourself. You'll stop playing small. You'll start going after your goals with everything you've got, knowing that even if you fail along the way, you're one step closer to where you want to be. So the next time fear tries to hold you back, ask yourself, what would you do if you weren't afraid to fail? Because the truth is, the only thing standing between you and the life you've always dreamed of is fear. And once you let go of that fear, once you stop letting it control you, you'll see how far you can truly go. Failure isn't something to avoid. It's something to learn from, to grow with, and to use as a springboard to greater success. Embrace it, learn from it, and keep moving forward, because that's how you build the life you deserve. The truth is, most people were never taught how money works. We were taught how to earn it, how to trade our time for dollars, how to work for money, but very few were ever shown how to make money work for them. And therein lies the biggest difference between those who struggle financially and those who achieve lasting wealth. You see, money is a tool, and if you don't understand how to use that tool, it will never work in your favor. The wealthy understand something that the majority of people don't. Financial education is key. They know that without knowledge, money slips through their fingers. So what do? They invest in themselves. They read books. They take courses. They seek out mentors. They surround themselves with people who know more than they do and actively pursue opportunities to grow their financial knowledge. They understand that learning is not a one-time event, but a lifelong process. Wealthy people are lifelong learners, constantly looking for ways to improve their understanding of money, investments, and wealth-building strategies. Think about the most successful people you know. What do they have in common? They know the difference between an asset and a liability. They understand the power of building multiple streams of income. They know that wealth isn't built on a single paycheck. It's built on creating systems, leveraging opportunities, and investing wisely. They understand how to make their money work for them, how to create opportunities where others only see risks. And most importantly, they understand the power of time when it comes to money. The wealthy understand that wealth isn't something that comes overnight, but through strategic, long-term thinking. Most people, however, avoid learning about finances because it feels complicated, overwhelming, or even boring. They live paycheck to paycheck, get by, and think that working harder or longer hours will somehow solve the problem. They make their money, they spend it, and they don't give a second thought to how it could grow. But here's the thing. Working harder will not make you wealthy. It might make you tired, it might make you more stressed, but it won't create the lasting wealth you desire. If you don't understand how to manage your money, how to invest, or how to think strategically about your financial future, you are setting yourself up for a lifetime of struggle. Take a moment to think about the ways you've approached money in your life. Have you been educated on how to build wealth? Have you sought out the right resources, books, courses, or mentors? Or have you simply followed the same old pattern of earning, spending, and forgetting about it? The truth is, financial literacy is not just for the wealthy. It's for anyone who wants to build a better life. It's not about having a large income. It's about making your money work harder than you do. If you want to be wealthy, you must become a student of money. The good news is, it's never too late to start. You don't have to go to a fancy school or be born into wealth to learn how to manage your money. The resources are available to anyone who is willing to put in the time and effort. And it's not about learning everything at once. It's about making small, consistent steps toward financial education. Once you understand how money works, you begin to make better decisions. You learn to avoid bad debt and start building assets. You learn how to leverage the power of compound interest, and you realize that saving alone won't make you wealthy. It's investing that creates wealth. It's not about working for money. It's about creating systems that allow money to work for you. And once you grasp that concept, everything changes. Imagine how your life would look if you were financially educated, if you knew exactly where your money was going, how to grow it, and how to leverage opportunities to build a lasting legacy. You could walk into any room with confidence, knowing you had the knowledge to make smart financial decisions. You would no longer be bound by the limitations of the average person, trapped in a cycle of earning and spending. Instead, you would be free to create, invest, and multiply your wealth. So, what's stopping you from becoming financially educated? The difference between the wealthy and the average person is not luck, and it's not chance. It's knowledge. If you're not actively learning about money, then you're leaving the door to wealth closed. But the moment you open that door and begin to educate yourself, you begin the journey to financial freedom. The key to wealth lies in your ability to understand and manage your finances. It's time to stop relying on luck and start building a strategy for success. The best investment you can make is the one you make in yourself. So start today. Invest in your financial education and watch how your life begins to change. Wealth is not something that happens overnight. There's no shortcut, no secret formula that can catapult you to the top without hard work. And if you think that's how it works, you're only setting yourself up for disappointment. The road to financial freedom, to building wealth, is paved with persistence, patience, and the willingness to keep going when the road gets tough, because it will. Let me tell you something. If you want to be successful, you must accept that it's going to take time. It's not a get-rich-quick game. And the people who understand this are the ones who make it to the other side, the ones who endure the challenges and keep moving forward, even when everything in their life seems to be falling apart. Look at someone like Steve Jobs. This is a man who was kicked out of the very company he founded. Can you imagine how that must have felt? To be removed from the thing you created with your own hands, your own vision, your own blood, sweat, and tears? For most people, that would have been the end of the story. They would have gone home, beaten and broken, and never looked back. But not Steve Jobs. He didn't give up. He didn't allow one failure, one setback to define his future. Instead, he used that rejection as fuel to come back stronger. He went on to change the world, to revolutionize industries, and to create some of the most iconic products we use today. Jobs understood that persistence is key, and he wasn't afraid to keep going even when things seemed impossible. Then there's Oprah Winfrey. She was fired from her first television job because they said she wasn't fit for TV. They told her she didn't have what it took. How easy would it have been for her to listen to that, to take it to heart and walk away from her dream? How many of us would have thrown in the towel after such harsh rejection? But Oprah didn't. She persisted. She believed in herself when no one else did. She kept working, kept striving, kept improving her craft. Today, she's not just one of the most influential people in the world, but an icon of success, proving that persistence pays off in the most remarkable ways. These stories are not exceptions, they are the rule. Wealth is built through compounding efforts. It's about doing the little things day in and day out, even when you don't see immediate results. It's about staying the course, even when the finish line feels far away. It's like planting a tree. You can't rush it. You can't force it to grow faster. You can't speed up the seasons. But if you're patient, if you water it, nurture it, and give it the time it needs to grow, eventually you'll have something strong and lasting, a tree that will stand tall for generations. That's how wealth works. It's not about overnight success or instant gratification. It's about putting in the effort, day after day, year after year. It's about persistence, about showing up even when you don't feel like it. It's about having the courage to keep going when others have given up. Success doesn't come to those who start strong, it comes to those who finish strong. It's the ones who keep going even when things get hard who end up creating something truly remarkable. But let me be clear, patience doesn't mean doing nothing. It doesn't mean waiting for the perfect opportunity or for all the stars to align before you take action. Patience is about understanding that great things take time. It's about understanding that every setback is not a failure, but a lesson. It's about accepting that the road to success is long and winding, but that's what makes the victory so sweet. If you want to build wealth, you have to embrace the idea that it will take time. But if you put in the work, if you keep pushing forward, even when it seems like progress is slow or non-existent, you will eventually reach your destination. You will see the fruits of your labor. You will have something to show for your persistence and your patience. The key is to keep going when most people would have quit. So, if you're facing challenges right now, if things aren't moving as fast as you'd like, if you feel like giving up, remember this: success is a marathon, not a sprint. Those small, consistent actions you take today will compound over time and lead to big results. Trust in the process. Stay persistent. Be patient. And remember, nothing worthwhile ever comes easy. But with time and persistence, you will build something lasting, something strong, something that will stand the test of time. Keep going. Your tree is growing. Why do most people never become wealthy? It's because they have a mindset that limits them. Because they settle into comfort instead of challenging themselves. Because they let fear of failure hold them back. Because they avoid the hard work of financial education. And because they lack the persistence to push through when the road gets tough. These are the reasons that hold people back. And they are the reasons why so many will never break free from the cycle of mediocrity. But here's the thing. The good news is that you don't have to be most people. You don't have to settle for less than you're capable of. You don't have to be limited by these obstacles. You have the power to change your mindset. You have the ability to step outside of your comfort zone and embrace the discomfort that comes with growth. You can overcome the fear of failure. You can take control of your financial future by investing in your own education and building the knowledge that will set you apart from the crowd. And perhaps most importantly, you can develop the persistence to keep going even when things aren't working out the way you hoped. When I say the power is in your hands, I truly mean it. Every decision you make today shapes your future. Every action you take, every belief you hold, every step you take toward personal growth is an investment in your financial freedom. You can decide right now that you're not going to be like most people. You can decide that you will not let your current situation define your future. You have the ability to take charge of your life, your finances, and your destiny. But it begins with your mindset. You must understand that wealth is not a matter of luck or circumstances. It's a matter of choices. The most successful people in the world are the ones who refuse to accept the limitations that most people believe to be true. They believed that they could learn, adapt, and grow, even when things didn't seem easy. They chose to act with purpose, to push through the challenges, and to never give up, even when failure seemed inevitable. This is not just some motivational speech. This is a call to action. You have the same potential inside of you that all the world's most successful people have. The difference is in the decisions you make. It's in how you choose to act when things get tough, how you choose to embrace discomfort, and how you choose to keep going even when you don't see the immediate results of your efforts. The key to success is not avoiding failure. It's learning from it, adapting to it, and using it as a stepping stone to something greater. So, ask yourself, what's holding you back? Are you letting fear dictate your decisions? Are you too comfortable in your current situation, avoiding the discomfort that comes with growth? Are you allowing a lack of financial education to keep you from making smarter decisions with your money? And most importantly, are you willing to be persistent, to keep going even when the road seems long and uncertain? If you want to be wealthy, it starts with making a choice. It starts with deciding that you are capable of more than what you've been taught, deciding that you are worthy of success, and deciding that you will take the necessary steps day after day to create the life you want. You have the power to change your future. You have the power to unlock your potential and break free from the chains of mediocrity. Are you ready to start? Are you ready to take the first step toward the life you've always dreamed of? The road may not be easy, but the rewards are worth it. And remember, every great achievement begins with a single decision. Choose today to be different. Choose today to change your mindset, to invest in your education, to step outside of your comfort zone, and to keep going when the going gets tough. Your future is waiting. Will you seize it?